Hello, this is Aaron with Yesterday's Games, and today I have something a little different for you. And that different thing is a custom Gwent card deck. Gwent is a card game, kind of a game within a game, from The Witcher 3, and it was one that I really enjoyed when I played through the game. A lot of other people did too, so much so that CD Projekt Red actually released another standalone game that you could play online, and it was just it's been just this kind of phenomenon within the realm of The Witcher 3. And I decided that I wanted to make a custom Gwent card deck. I read a few posts on Reddit about people that had done it, and I decided, you know what, I want to take that and I want to iterate on it a little bit. So without further ado, here's the cards. Now, this is one of me, and you can see it's kind of got a black border around it. I've got gold edging on it. It has a picture of a very bearded guy with a beard that's much better than mine, hacking his way through a creature. A little blue banner kind of encircled by some scrolls, and the quote, which is one of my favorite quotes: "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." Always is especially true in the Witcher universe as well. And they also come with a back on them. These ones I did with the University of St. Andrews logo, because that is where we've spent quite a lot of time in Scotland with my wife, going to that school. Not sure if that's an approved use of their logo or not, but thankfully not selling them. Don't tell them if I won't. So anyway, that's what Gwent is. What I want to do in this video is go over how I design these cards and the process of that, especially getting quotes for the people that I did these for, and because I did a whole deck of these. I think in the end I ended up printing 80 cards, which maybe a little bit much, a little bit overzealous on this project, but I really enjoyed it. So I want to go over how I designed them, that whole process, and how I got them printed through a website called makeplayingcards.com. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you there. All right, so let's jump right in. So when you're making custom Gwent cards, what better place to start than a little inspiration? So I've got a bunch of stuff here, but we're going to start with, these are what Gwent cards look like traditionally, in the game. This is what you get, kind of a big picture up top. This one has the Emperor Emir holding a scroll, little gold bar here, the name, and maybe kind of like a little nickname, and then a quote underneath it. And if we go through and we look at a few more, like here's one of Vesemir, and they do have some kind of game specific stuff on it, these tokens, but I decided don't really want to worry about that. Neat picture of Vesemir, his name under the gold bar on this little parchment thing, and a quote for him. So taking this as kind of a start, I went on the hunt and I found a lot of images. So these were probably the most helpful. There's some 4K art. I found those on Reddit. You can have a look around and track those down. But there were, I think, a little over 100 images of all different sizes and everything, which are just really fantastic. And the most important part, and we see there as we hover that, 992 by 1424 is the size on it. That's really important because I wanted to print these, and when I kind of made my projects up, kind of my day job, I was able to have access to some print designers, and they said, yep, you want to do 300 DPI. Now the trouble with that is that the custom cards, the ones from the game, far too small unless I'm going to print these very, very small. And I had decided, and over here, I had decided to do a tarot-sized deck. And that's where they're, 300 DPI. And this is provided by makeplayingcards.com, which we'll be at fairly shortly. But these, they give you this template and they say, here it is. Keep the, here's the safe area. I went and kind of placed images in there and said, wow, they're not quite big enough. So of course, you've seen, what this thing looks like in the end. So I was able to go in and find this really high res art, and there's just lots and lots and lots of it. So from here, I got these, got a few different bits. I've got a nice little parchment texture here, which is also quite large. And in the custom one, I was able to find a thing that broke the backs out, which I ended up not using. But then I was able to get a hold of the banners, which these come into play. Now, rather than showing them all in pieces, we might as well jump open. Now, I used GIMP, which is great because I think a lot of people out there are not going to have access to Photoshop. I think technically have access to Photoshop at this point, but I'm much more familiar with the way that GIMP works. And so, yeah, this is what I did. So I've got this nice black background. And if we go on the right here, I've got my tarot sizing that I can toggle on and off over the top of this. And this was really, really helpful to be able to tell, okay, one, am I centered? If I zoom in here, am I actually centered on there? And to tell, okay, I don't have any of my image getting cut off. So had the card there, border, keep on top. And I could go in here and change the name and change the quote that I had for each person. There was like an extra little subtitle here. And then this is where it kind of got fun. So I've got, a folder here for banners. I can go in here and say, well, I want to have this person be maybe Nilfgaard Elite. And I can toggle that on. I can toggle this on. And in the beginning, it just took a little bit of time of getting these all situated where I wanted them to be. And now I can go through and rapidly do a lot of cards. And that was really, really neat. So in there, I've also got background stuff. Aptly named, right? This actually is this little token right here. There's a little bar kind of separating my image, which is up on top, and on the bottom where I've got a parchment with a little banner on the left, the name and the text on the kind of the right center area. And then there's a little bar that has kind of a little square colored coin in it. I've got different rarities, and those can be toggled on: purple, silver, blue, and gold. The border, which is just this guy up the top here, that separator, literally the border in between them, and I would just match these, neutral to the neutral thing, scoia'tael to scoia'tael, skellige, etc. as I went through there, and then I believe there's a gold border here, which is just the actual large border, and that was just the single one that I did, and then I had all of my images here on the right. And so I can actually, I could toggle on, oh, there's my dandelion image. Here's another one for one of the sorceresses. Here's an archer, and kind of so on and so forth, to where I could toggle these all on, and I would do file, export as, or actually you could do just quick PNG if you'd like, but export as, boom, export these guys out. And that is kind of the overview of the process I had here. Now, additionally, I had to come up with a bunch of these quotes for people. Now, a lot of people were able to provide quotes, but a lot of people said, well, I want a card, but I don't know, what kind of quote to use. And rather than kind of saying, well, if you can't come up with a quote, you're out, which I didn't think was very, very, very cool. And I really wanted to make one of these for everybody in the office that I work with, who they are not all nearly as nerdy as I am, but it ended up working out just fine. So we'll go over to Chrome, and this is Make Playing Cards. We'll come back to him. I ended up going to goodreads.com/quotes, and this was really, really helpful. I was able to find a lot of, excellent quotes. And I just kind of went through and matched up quotes, like this one from Mae West, you only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. I was able to match up quotes like that to people at my office, and this takes quite a bit of thought to try and match up a quote. And then, of course, the proper Witcher character, maybe getting blinded or giving somebody a character that's patently evil. I think the only one that wasn't quite that way is we have a designer who I gladly gave the Evil King to, and that was Evil King Aradin 2, and he just had a field day with that. He loved that. It's very much his aesthetic anyway. So we come back through here. I'm able to get some quotes because I know not everybody has a great quote, and I thought this will be nice. This is maybe a little inspiring or otherwise. And then we come over to makeplayingcards.com, which I very much endorse for this. They were fantastic. So you come in here, and my only caveat would be you cannot change the option to have gold gilt edge or not. You can only change that. You can only select that from when you're actually in the playing cards and you choose to start your design and stuff. So little caveat there. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and hit continue to edit on these so we can kind of see what this looks like in the back end. Speedy fast website, clearly. As you can tell, designed who knows how long ago. So if we come in here to customize front, we were able to come in and import all these in here. And then can you add text and customize back and add text, but I've already got all my text on there. And so if we move in here, I believe if we go into customize back, you can go in and kind of fill in all of the backs. And as you can see, I had quite a few, and then all my St. Andrews ones in addition to my Mod ones there. Mod is the company I work for right now. We'll come in here. And really it was quite straightforward where I'd done all of the work. I'd made everything to the size that they wanted to, and I was able to come in and say import all the images, and when you come in, boom, you come in, step it all the way through, get to the preview part, and this is kind of the final go. You take a look at them, you can see them, and like I said, I really enjoyed doing this project, and these guys were really great with that. Super reasonable cost. I was able to print the gold gilt edged 80 cards for I want to say it was like $40. And it was so nice to be able to add extra cards. So at this point, when you click on them, I will click on this one of me. It'll show you this is what it's going to look like. You can kind of see a little dashed line around here, around the outside to say, here's the safe area. We're going to chop the edges off, but make sure nothing's outside of here, and you're good to go. It came kind of within their time frame. I want to say it was it took them a little over a week and a half for me to get mine. And I was thrilled, very thrilled. And again, you've seen the final product. Really happy with that. And yeah, that's it for this part. All right, so there you have it. I hope this was helpful in case maybe you're considering making some custom playing cards, custom Gwent cards perhaps. And that it was interesting to you because I really enjoyed the project. I know that it was very well received by my coworkers here in Philadelphia, and I'm looking forward to giving the second set to the folks in Scotland. But thank you again for watching. Like down below if you liked, sub if you haven't, and we'll catch you in the next one.